What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Daniel Bailey TV. Fresh back from Birmingham. It's finished Aston Villa nil, Arsenal 2. And I've got to be honest, guys, I don't want to sound like a bit of a killjoy, but there was a lot of concerning things in yesterday's performance. Yes, we got the 3 points. Yes, we kept a clean sheet. But I'm starting to worry a little bit about certain players. And the first one I really want to talk about is Gabriel Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli seems a little bit gun shy at the moment, and I'm a little bit concerned that he's lost a little bit of his edge going forward. Now, I remember Gabriel Martinelli probably the season before last season, so probably 2 seasons ago, taking on defenders and really killing them with his pace. But he seems to do the safe option nowadays, and he seems to get into good positions. And instead of taking his man on, he seems to take the safe option and play it to Odegaard or Saka or whoever's there up there with him in that position. And I said right from the off that this is make or break for Gabriel Martinelli. And I kind of understand when people say, we're missing that X factor up front, because we were brilliant yesterday in a sense that we controlled the game, and we did. We really, really controlled the game. But we need to be careful that we don't fall into this trap of controlling games but not affecting games. And for large periods of the game yesterday, we had a lot of possession, and it was brilliant. If you're in possession, then the other team can't hurt you. But we were doing a lot of passes sideways, backwards, and then eventually creeping forward and not really affecting the game. Whereas Villa had less possession, but affecting the game more. And if it wasn't for David Raya, we probably would have had a different outcome yesterday. And I'm going to touch on David Raya because I thought his saves were absolutely excellent yesterday. And that's 3 in 2 games, because I think he done the one against Wolves, and then he done 2 brilliant saves yesterday. So yeah, like David Raya really got us out of jail a few times already this season. But I just worry about our control of games and how we're controlling them but not affecting them. And I wonder if that's because, we don't have that X factor going forward. I mean, we've still got what we're on today. We're on Sunday. So we've still got 5 or 6 days in the transfer window to kind of change that. I think the transfer window shuts on Friday. So yeah, we've still got 6 days to affect it. Now, whether Arsenal are going to bring in another forward player or another winger, it remains to be seen. I mean, look, we need to do something because Gabriel Jesus is injured again, out with another groin injury. I mean, that is a bit concerning in itself. Look, I don't want to sound like I'm on a downer. I really don't want to sound like I'm on a downer, because we got, Villa Park is a tough place to go. Add into the fact, and I alluded to this in my preview, add into the fact that Unai Emery has got this little edge when it comes to playing against Arsenal, and he always wants to get the best out of his teams when it comes up against Arsenal because of his history with Arsenal, the way he lost his job. I don't really want to go over all that again, but you know what I'm talking about there. So Villa is a tough place to go anyway. So the fact that we come away with a 2-0 win, yes, it looks great. It sounds great. And 2 wins out of 2. But we have to be a little bit concerned about some of these players' levels. Now, I know that they are coming back from summer. I know that a lot of them played in the Euros. I mean, actually, Declan Rice yesterday looked a bit all over the place. That player for Aston Villa, Rodgers, was it? He had him on toast. Him and Partey. He was. Yeah, they didn't really know what to do with him. So, yeah, we can be pleased with the win, but there's levels we can go, and I think we can go up a couple of gears in the way we perform. And I think performances will come. I think given time, we got Brighton next week. Performances will come. Then we got another international break. I don't really know why we have a few games in the season and then we go to international break when we've had a massive international tournament. It just, I don't know. And they're only Nations League games. No one's really going to be watching them. But yeah, it is what it is. But we need to start stepping it up. And certainly when you look at the way Brighton are playing, they're playing really well at the moment. And then after the international break, we've got Spurs away and Man City away. Now, neither of them is going to be an easy game. Certainly the latter against Man City. That's going to be a really, really tough game. And it's going to be a game where it's potentially going to be decided by one or two chances. And we need to take those chances. And we need somebody in attack who is lethal enough to take those chances. Because we played Man City at the Etihad last season and we did really well. To come away with a draw was brilliant. But there was a couple of moments in that game, I think, if I remember rightly, Trossard went through and should have scored. Martinelli went through and should have scored. And, it might have been a different result and we might have come away with the 3 points. And that might have won us the league last season. So this season, we need to learn from those past mistakes. And I feel like from the games that we've seen this season against Wolves was a little bit of a, you can sort of write it off because, first game back, first game of the season, players not up to fitness. You can sort of go, okay, well, it wasn't a great performance, but the win was the most important thing. And okay, we can do that with this performance yesterday, but there's going to come a point where that's going to run out and we're going to have to start seeing better performances. And yeah, I know we're only 2 games into the season and we got 2 wins out of 2, and I'm probably sounding like a little bit of an idiot by saying that the performance could have been better, but I don't know, like we just need to go up a couple of gears. But I do think we need reinforcements. We can't continue with just Havertz as our only striking option. If you look at the fact that Nketiah looks like he's on the move, and God forbid, I hope he is on the move, because I can't stand another season with Eddie Nketiah being our substitute, because it's just going to be soul destroying. Gabriel Jesus is brilliant, but he's always injured. Since he's been at Arsenal, he's had 2 knee injuries, which have kept him out for long periods of time. And then now he's got a groin injury, which is probably going to be about 2 or 3 weeks. And Vieira looks like he's gone on loan to Porto. So we've not really got much option. And I actually hope that Arsenal don't pull the plug on the Nketiah deal to Nottingham Forest and go, we're going to keep him for another season, because that's not the answer either. He isn't going to get us the goals. He's not lethal enough in front of goals. Doesn't really suit this Arsenal side. So yeah, I hope he still gets a move, and I hope that we can bring in reinforcements. Obviously my dream signing would be Nico Williams, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Gorkarez from Sporting Lisbon, let's see if we can go and get him. But you just don't know, do you? Anything can happen. And Arteta said in his press conference last night that they're short in numbers in attack. So the obvious logical solution is go and get an attacker. But yeah, look, it was one of those performances where we can be pleased with the result. We can question the performance, certainly of certain individuals. And, when you look at the likes of Martinelli, you expect better. When you look at the likes of Declan Rice, I mean, how many poor performances does Declan Rice put in, like even in his whole career. You see him for West Ham, he's solid. Last season for Arsenal, solid. This season, maybe it's a hangover from the Euros. And I have noticed this with all the players that have come back from the Euros, they all seem to be a little bit jaded. All the English players, anyway, they all seem to be a little bit tired, is probably the right word. And I know Saka got an assist yesterday, and he was involved in both the goals. He looks tired. So yeah, hopefully that will rectify itself over time. Same with Declan Rice. But look, we can be pleased with the result. We can be pleased the fact that we've kept a clean sheet and that we've got 2 wins on the bounce. We're navigating this period quite well, but I just think we need to go. I'm not saying we have to go gun ho, but just go up another couple of levels, and we're going to have to. We've got Brighton at home, Spurs and City away. You're going to have to, those kind of games, you have to raise your levels for. So we still got time in the transfer window. Let's see what happens. But look, it was a good win, and yeah, David Raya getting man of the match was probably the right decision as well, because yeah, he was outstanding. And yeah, Saliba was outstanding. Gabriel was outstanding. Surprisingly, our defense was pretty decent last night. But yeah, look, we'll see what happens. Let me know what you thought of the game down in the comment section below. Please hit that like button. It really does help the channel. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. Take care, guys.